I'm here in Medjugorje and what's your name?
Maggie.
Maggie, where are you from?
Australia.
Australia. How often have you been in Medjugorje?
I've been coming since 2009. I don't know how many times.
Unbelievable. And when you heard the first time about Medjugorje, when was that and what did you think when you heard about it?
I grew up hearing about Medjugorje from my grandparents who bought me, and I was a kid, so I thought, oh, okay, whatever, sure. And then I came.
And what happened when you came?
Well, I remember driving in, and I had just been on the pilgrimage through the shrines of Italy, so it was amazing for me. I was 12, 13, living the dream, and we drove into Medjugorje, and I looked around and said, what am I going to do here? We're here for 10 days, like, come on, what am I going to do? And then on the last day of the pilgrimage, I remember I was out with Father Slavko, where he's buried out the back there, just crying, bawling my eyes out, saying, I don't want to go home. And I didn't stop coming.
And you came back all the time?
Yeah, every time.
Why do you come back all the time to Medjugorje?
It's like coming home for me. The peace you feel when you get back here is like you can breathe again.
And what is so special for you about Medjugorje? Did you receive any graces here? Or
every time I come, I think I get a different grace. Usually I get back and it's very exciting, and then I have a couple of very emotional days where it can be even a little difficult, I think, because it's not easy to improve yourself, improve your faith sometimes. But every time I leave, I have a little bit more grace and a little bit more faith. And
I can see that you can really see that you're shining. And what is the Catholic faith for you? What is the beauty about the Catholic faith for you?
I mean, I don't know how people live without it. It's just believing in something bigger than yourself is. I don't know how people don't do that.
And what do you like? You like confession? What is the most that you like most at your?
I find confession very difficult always. And I don't do terrible things, but I always find it very hard. So I had a very good confession yesterday. But my favorite thing is adoration. I'm always in the chapel.
Yeah. And what would you tell people who are fearful about confession? What would you tell people who are maybe fearful about confession?
Oh, you just have to do it. You just have to do it because the peace you feel afterwards, maybe it's going to be hard when you're there, but the peace you feel afterwards you don't get from anything else.
And you said you like adoration the most here in Medjugorje?
Yeah. I feel like when you're in adoration, you're sitting with the Lord, you're sitting with Our Lady, and you're talking to your mum.
Yeah, absolutely. And Apparition Hill, how is that for you?
I love Apparition Hill. I go quite often. It's where Our Lady appeared. It's where she is. She calls this her second home. And so how do you get closer? You know.
So why do you pray the Rosary?
It's a funny thing. You're always taught as a kid you need to pray the Rosary every day, and I did that out of habit mostly, and then started coming here and realised it's a tool against all the bad things in the world. So I always got my rosary in my pocket. You've got to. It's just a safeguard.
Yeah. So your mother taught it to you, or first you saw me?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother.
Yeah.
Grandmother job, no?
Yeah.
And what would you tell people, like, why is Medjugorje so special? Why should they maybe come one time here?
I try not to explain Medjugorje too much because I don't think you can explain it until you come. So. I just say you want some peace, you want to find God, you want to do all these beautiful things, you just have to go and figure it out for yourself once you get there.
Beautiful. And the last question, recently I asked people, like, what is God the Father for you?
God the Father he's my father. He's always there, he's watching me, he's watching me do silly things, he's watching me do great things, he's always there. And I think just the fact that he's always there, regardless of good or bad,
what is his character?
Oh, he's very tolerant.
He's very patient.
Very patient.
With me too, I tell you.
But no, he loves us. He's always with us. And what more can you ask?
Thank you for this beautiful interview.
No problem. Thank you.